Daddy?
Yeah.
Are you on the iPad and the thing, and the computer?
Yeah. Turn this out loud. iPad.
Okay.
Can you hear properly in this one?
It's a little staticky.
I'm stopping this. Okay. Nobody else is here. Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Okay. 4 minutes. I don't know what is going on. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, now is it any better?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Krishna
Hey,
Maharaj.
Krishna Maharaj. Where is who is leading the Shrivajan Prabhu is here? Okay.
Hare Krishna, dear ji.
Hare Krishna. We got 2 more minutes to Shrivajan Prabhu.
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
2 minutes still come.
पानी बरस रहा है दिल्ली में नहीं?
नहीं जिया जी, आज तो नहीं बरस रहा अभी, रात में बरसा है। इस वक्त नहीं बरस रहा, रात में बरसा।
Okay, 1 minute to go.
Yep.
Where is everybody else?
They're coming.
Okay.
Everyone's probably thinking about 8 o'clock instead of 7:30.
Maybe some.
No, they've been coming on time to Friday. Most of the people are coming on time. Shashi nahi hai, everybody is here in India.
Mom,
आओ मंजू तुम।
Okay, just
I turned my camera off.
हेलो दीदी।
हेलो मोना।
Okay, Hare Krishna. Let's start, bro.
Mute everybody. 1 second. Hold on. I get confused on the computer. Okay. Vigby, I'm asking for you to unmute. There you are. Cool.
Who's reading the verse?
But yeah, it's Friday program. No, it's like that. You just start.
No verse Friday.
Yeah, you
Friday
start.
we start
That.
reading.
I know. Who's reading the verse?
What
Nobody
verse?
is reading verse today.
No verse today. Okay.
No verse today. Verse is only an abbreviated program, not on full program.
Okay.
Okay.
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashata Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Radha Raghavara Radha Raghavara Radhe 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 Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Gauranga 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 Jaya Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomati Nandana Braja Baranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomati Nandana Braja Baranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara
Kali Adamana Vidana
Kali Adamana Vidhana
Kali Adamana Vidana
Kali Adamana Vidhana
Amalaharina Mamiya Vilasa
Amalaharinam Amiya Vilasa
Amalaharina Mamiya Vilasa
Amalaharinam Amiya Vilasa
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagaravara
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagaravara
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara
Vamsi Vadana Suasa
Vamsi Badana Suvasa
Vamsi Vadana Suasa
Vamsi Badana Suvasa
Braja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Raja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Braja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Raja Janapalana Surakulanasana
Nanda Godana Rakovala
Nanda Godana Rakovala
Nanda Godana Rakhovala.
Nanda Godana Rakhovala.
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara.
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara.
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara.
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara.
Sundarananda Gopala.
Sundarananda Gopala.
Sundarananda Gopala.
Sundarananda Gopala.
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara.
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Basanahara.
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara.
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Basanahara.
Rasa Rasika Kripamaya.
Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya.
Rasa Rasika Kripamaya.
Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya.
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara.
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara.
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara.
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara.
Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya.
Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya.
Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya.
Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya.
Jaya Radha Natavara Radha Natavara Radhe.
Radha Natavara Radha Natavara Radhe.
Jaya 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 Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita
Jaya Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada. Jaya Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Vraja, the delight of Gokul, Kana, a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kaliya serpent. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of the 12 forests of Raja. He is ever youthful and the best of lovers. He is always playing on a flute, and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Vraja, the destroyer of various demonic dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaj's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, and the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Raja who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the rasa dance. He is very merciful, the lover and beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the shelter and only refuge of Thakur Bhaktivinoda.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
It's
Hello.
not 8 yet, Dad. So Maharaj is not on. Like his audio
Oh,
is
he-
not on yet.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, you got 2-3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I think Maharaj is waiting till.
Shiki ran too quickly. There we
Yeah, I know. What happened?
I accidentally unmuted your computer. That was my bad.
Okay. Okay, so Maharaj, we're waiting for Maharaj. Any suggestion for what we show for Balram Jayanti?
And unmute yourself if you have a suggestion.
While we're waiting for Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj. No.
Not Dad. 3 more minutes.
Okay. Any suggestion for Balram Jayanti? When is
I'd
that?
like to
Monday,
sing
Tuesday?
Pralaya Prayodi plus Avatar
Huh?
for Balram Jayanti.
What you're planning to do?
Yeah. I'd like to sing Das Avatar Stotra, the Pralaya Prayo. That
Yeah,
one.
that's good. That's very good. Huh. Okay. Anything else? Manjari?
Yeah.
So she said that link is not connecting today.
Okay, I'll send it to him again then. I'll send it again.
Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj, anybody, any other suggestion? 2 more minutes to go before Maharaj. I hope Maharaj gets on today. Any other suggestion what we do? Danuga Prabhu, any suggestion? Or Gadadhar Prabhu, any suggestion? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I don't know. I don't have any suggestion for the Balram Jayanti Prabhu, but also in 8 days, okay, we have a Janmashtami and Prabhupada appearance. I would like to discuss all this thing in the same package.
So you can discuss while we're waiting for Maharaj. 1 more minute to go.
Yeah.
You have any suggestion what we do? I'm going to send Maharaj text. We're waiting. Anything? Gorgadhar Prabhu, you have any suggestion?
What?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Maharaj is here. Okay. Okay. Unmute everyone better.
Hello?
Yes, Maharaj, we are waiting for you.
Oh no, my I'm having a lot of trouble here. My microphone's going in and out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Maharaj.
Okay. Can I share my screen? Yes. Okay. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rakshamam. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam. Krishna Kesava, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Kesava. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chapter 50, Krishna erects Dwarka fort. Upon Kamsa's death, his two wives became widows. According to Vedic civilization, a woman is never independent. She has 3 stages. In childhood, she's protected by her father. As a young woman, she's protected by her husband. And in the event of the death of her husband, she is protected by her grown-up sons. Or if she has no grown-up son, she must go back to her father and live as a widow under his protection. Okay, it appears they had no sons. They went back to their father, who was Jarasandha. And Jarasandha decided on hearing their difficult situation that he would rid the world of all the members of the Yadu dynasty. He decided that since Krishna had killed Kamsa, the whole dynasty of Yadu should be killed. He began to make extensive arrangements to attack the kingdom of Mathura with his innumerable military phalanxes, consisting of many thousands of chariots, horses, elephants, and infantry. He prepared 13 phalanxes to retaliate the death of Kamsa. Taking with him all his military strength, he attacked the capital of the Yadu's king, Mathura, surrounding it from all directions. Sri Krishna, who appeared like an ordinary human being, saw the immense strength of Jarasandha, which appeared like an ocean about to cover a beach at any moment. He also perceived that the inhabitants of Mathura were overwhelmed with fear. He began to think within himself about his mission as an incarnation, yeah, and how to tackle the present situation. Okay, he thought that since he was not going to conquer the kingdom of Magadha, to kill the king of Magadha, namely Jarasandha, was useless. His mission was to diminish the overburdening population of the whole world. Therefore, he took the opportunity to face so many men, chariots, elephants, horses, and military strength, yeah, and decided to kill the entire force of Jarasandha so that he would go back and bring more people. While Krishna was thinking in this delightful way, 2 beautiful chariots, fully equipped with drivers with weapons, flags, other paraphernalia, arrived for him from outer space. Krishna saw the 2 chariots present before him and immediately addressed his elder brother, Balaram, Balaram Jayanti Ki Jai, who is also known as Sankarshan. My dear elder brother, best amongst the Aryans, you are the Lord of the universe. Specifically, you are the protector of the Yadu dynasty. The members of the Yadu dynasty sense great danger before the soldiers of Jarasandha, and they are very much aggrieved. Just to give them protection, your chariot is also here filled with weapons. I request you to sit in your chariot and kill all these soldiers, the entire military strength of the enemy. The 2 of us have descended on the earth just to annihilate unnecessary bellicose forces and give protection to the pious devotees. We have the opportunity to fulfill our mission. Let us execute it. Thus, Krishna and Balaram, the descendants of Dasara, decided to annihilate the 13 military phalanxes of Jarasandha. Equipping himself with proper dress, Daruka was the driver for Krishna. They came out of Mathura blowing on their conch shells. Curiously enough, even although the other party was equipped with greater military strength, when they heard the vibration of Krishna's conch shell, their hearts were shaken. Okay. So then Jarasandha says some things about Krishna trying to insult him. And Krishna says, what did he say? That those who are heroes don't talk so much. Okay. So we'll cut ahead here. Where is it here? We do not here to care. We do not care to hear from you any longer, Jarasandha, for it is useless to hear the words of a person who is going to die, for one who is in very great distress. To fight with Krishna, Jarasandha surrounded him from all sides with great military strength. As the sun appears covered by cloudy air and dust, Krishna, the supreme sun, was covered by the military strength of Jarasandha. Krishna's and Balaram's chariots were marked with Garuda and palm trees, respectively. I didn't know that. But Balaram was decorated with a palm tree. The women in Mathura all stood on the tops of the houses and palaces and gazed to see the wonderful fight. But when Krishna's chariot was completely surrounded by Jarasandha's military force and was no longer visible to them, they were so frightened that some of them fainted. Krishna saw himself overwhelmed by the military strength of Jarasandha. His small armies of soldiers were being harassed, so he immediately took up his bow named Sharanga. He took his arrows from the quiver, and one after another he set them on the bow and shot them towards the enemy. They were so accurate that the elephants, horses, infantry soldiers of Jarasandha were quickly killed. The incessant arrows of shot by Krishna appeared like a whirlwind of blazing fire, killing all the military strength of Jarasandha. As he released his arrows, all the elephants gradually began to fall with their heads severed by the arrows. Horses, their necks severed, chariots also, their flags and fighters and drivers. Almost all the infantry soldiers fell on the field of battle, heads, hands, legs cut off. In this way, thousands of elephants, horses, men were killed, and their blood flowed just like the waves of a river. In that river, severed arms of men appeared. Severed arms of men appeared like snakes. Their heads appeared like tortoises. The dead bodies of the elephants appeared like small islands. And the dead horses appeared like sharks. By the arrangement of the supreme will, there was a great river of blood filled with paraphernalia. The hands, legs of the infantry soldiers floated just like different kinds of fish. The hair of the soldiers floated like seaweed and moss. And the floating bows of the soldiers resembled the waves of the river. And all the jewelry from the bodies of the soldiers and commanders seemed like so many pebbles flowing down the river of blood. Okay. Lord Balaram, who was also known as Shankar's son, again, began to fight with his club in such a heroic way that the river of blood created by Krishna overflooded. Just as we see so many times that Krishna is backing up, Balaram is backing up Krishna. There's some kind of fight, and he comes to back up Krishna. Somebody kidnaps somebody from the Yadu dynasty, he steps in to save them. Krishna is not there to dance with the gopis, and they're suffering, so he comes and dances with the gopis. Cowards became very much afraid upon seeing the ghastly and horrible scene, and heroes began to talk delightedly among themselves about the heroism of the two brothers. Although Jarasandha was equipped with a vast ocean of military strength, the fighting of Lord Krishna and Balaram converted the whole scene into a ghastly scene, ghastly situation, far beyond ordinary fighting. Persons of ordinary merit cannot estimate how it could be possible when such activities are accepted, but when such activities are accepted at the pastime of the personality of Godhead, under whose will everything is possible, then this can be understood. The Supreme Lord creates and maintains the entire cosmic manifestation. To create such devastation while fighting with the enemy is not so wonderful. Because Krishna and Balaram were fighting with Jarasandha, just like ordinary human beings, the affair appeared wonderful. When all the soldiers of Jarasandha had been killed and he was the only one left alive, certainly he was very much depressed. Krishna and Balaram arrested him with great strength. Lord Balaram arrested him with great strength, just as one lion captures another. But while Balaram was binding Jarasandha with a rope of Varuna and ordinary ropes, Krishna, with a greater plan in mind, asked Balaram not to arrest him. When he was released, he released him. And as a great fighting hero, Jarasandha was very ashamed. He decided he would no longer live as a king, but would resign the royal order and go to the forest to practice meditation and do severe austerities. As he was returning home with his royal friends, however, they advised him not to retire, but to regain strength to fight again with Krishna in the new future. The princely friends of Jarasandha instructed him that ordinarily it would not have been possible for him to be defeated by the kings of the Yadu. The defeat he experienced was simply due to bad luck. The princes encouraged him to fight again. His fighting set was certainly heroic, and therefore he should not take his defeat very seriously. It was only due to his past bad karma. In this way, Jarasandha, the king of Magadha, having lost all his strength and having been insulted by his arrest and release, could do nothing but return to his kingdom. Thus, Lord Krishna conquered the soldiers of Jarasandha. Although Krishna's army was tiny in comparison, not a pinch of his strength was lost, whereas all of Jarasandha's men were killed. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Leela Ki Jai. So any comments or questions, complaints?
Any comments for us? So Maharaj, why he have to do it 17 times? Why not one time we would have taken care of him?
No, because he kept bringing more soldiers each time. That was Krishna's mission, was to get rid of all these extra soldiers and send them off. And he sent them all off to a good destination, but he had to get them out of the earth. It was overloaded. So let Jarasandha go back, and he brought more. Let him go back again, he brought more. So he was engaging in helping Krishna in his mission. But it wasn't anukulyena, it was pratikulyena. So it wasn't devotional service.
So Maharaj, if he was winning, Krishna was winning all the time, then why did he have to leave Mathura and go to Dwarka?
Can you say a little slower, a little louder?
I was saying, Maharaj, that if Krishna was winning all these battles against Jarasandha every time, then why did he have to go and move to Dwarka instead of just staying in Mathura?
I don't exactly know. I think maybe just because it was creating a little bit of a disturbance. It's like chasing mosquitoes away, having to squat mosquitoes. And it was always rubbish afterwards to clean up, you know. So, yeah.
So also, Maharaj, why did Krishna do the leela of like running away from the battlefield?
Why did he do the leela of running elephants on the battlefield?
Running away from the battlefield, just like it's called run chore.
Yeah, because he had to take care of the marriage with Rukmini. Understand? Yeah.
I would like to say something. I would like to ask. So, Maharaj, why did the animals have to die also?
Because they were evil animals.
Oh.
I don't know the details. You know, Krishna is managing everything. It's quite incredible to think about how many animals like this and that. But there are evil cows. I mean, very cruel. I know one cow. I remember it's Gopi. She's on the farm in Spain. She's just mean. You know, always harassing people, and she'll hurt you if she can. You know. So there, you know, from a relative point of view, there are people that, you know, are looking to be chastised. And sometimes children, everybody else, they go looking for a fight. They want to be defeated. They feel bad. They want to be someone to knock them down. Okay, then they feel better. Oh, okay. So from Krishna's point of view, it's all good. These people are approaching him in friendship. These are people are approaching in anger, but it's all because they have their own selfish desire in the beginning. But either case, if Krishna attacks him as an enemy or Krishna attacks him as a friend, then there's a relationship with Krishna, and they realize, wow, there's no enemy like that. Well, the rest of my enemies were just, you know, kind of like dirty water or something. Yeah, you know, there's no real result. But when Krishna kills you, yeah, what a way to die. Yeah.
But Maharaj, the animals have bad association too with Jarasandha and his. Hello?
Yeah. What is it?
But those animals had bad association with Jarasandha and his army.
It was a whole bad atmosphere. I mean, they were, everything. It's all part of a whole complex that it says that in that village where one person is committing his offenses to a great Vaishnava, everybody suffers and so on. So our whole American culture is United States culture is ontological individualism. That was the foundation from the very beginning. Alexis de Tocqueville, a 17-something or other, big sociologist, everybody accepts him. He said when it was founded, the philosophy was ontological individualism. That the individual is the ultimate reality. Even in Europe, you see there's so many more like, genocides and national spirit and all this kind of stuff. But America, it's always been, the cowboy alone on his horse, John Wayne, or James Bond fighting against even his own agency to succeed, or Horatio Alger, the young person who finds $10 and becomes a millionaire, So this whole thing of just, in psychology is dealing with your problems rather than dealing with your situation. In Mexico, individuals don't have psychological problems. They're just in the wrong position socially. So it's the same. This is a fact. So all the horses, the animals, the people, the shopkeepers, the women, they were all a part of this whole complex of vanity and arrogance and cruelty. And then Krishna knocked them out of it. And nobody died. Yeah.
Yes, Maharaj, there are some, animals who are actually in the guise of demons as well, just like Marichi, he dressed up as, as a deer. So
Some,
there were some evil animals, like you said, Maharaj.
yeah. They were a lot of them were hiding out in the what's the forest? The forest that we're in. It was the one that Agni burned down and something Kanda forest. Many of the demons were in the forms of animals there, and that's why Indra wanted to attack it, and Agni wanted to eat it up, and then so then they allowed it to happen, and then who's the guy? He's the architect for the demigods, Vishvakarma, Mayadanava. He was also there. He ran out, and they were going to kill him too, but he surrendered to Arjuna and got saved. But yes, it was a very, who knows? These things happen. We don't know that, but behind the scenes of these big, movements of the demigods, the devatas. If you look at astrology, at a certain time, Indra is going to be resting or sleeping. And so our hands are incarnations of Indra. And so at that time, you find all of your manual activities are ridiculous. You keep stubbing your toes or cutting your fingers And so there are big forces behind these activities, which are the movements of the bodies of the devatas. So 5,000 years ago, all the demons had lost their big battle with the demigods. So they decided they would come down to Bhumandala and all take birth as, different kinds of human beings in the royal order. And some of them, like you're saying, took birth as animals, And then they would destroy the demigods' control of Bhumandala. And without Bhumandala, you lose all your strength because this is the only place where you can do sacrifice. So that's how the demons or the demigods both get their powers, by sacrifices on this human level. It's like the people inside the Titanic were shoveling coal. Okay, very low class people, But yeah, they're the guys that make it go.
Also, Maharaj, the animals got liberation anyways, since they were killed by Krishna.
That's the Krishna book. Was it chapter 88 or something? The super excellent qualities of Krishna. One of them was that Dwarka defeated the power and beauty and magnificence even of Indraloka and Brahmaloka. Another one was that all the people that Krishna killed got liberation. At Kurukshetra, they were all looking at Arjuna and Krishna and how they were fighting and how they were brave and chivalrous and merciful and clever. And all the soldiers there kept just talking about it and absorbed it. Wow, Krishna and Arjuna, that's how to do things. So most of them were there because of duty. Prabhupada says, there's another perspective on it. They didn't really hate Krishna and everybody else, like other people like Duryodhana were envious, And so because they all died in that consciousness of Krishna and Arjuna, they all got Swarup Mukti. They all get the same forms as Krishna. So you can't escape from Krishna's mercy.
Thank you, Maharaj, for answering my question.
Okay.
Any other question or comment from Maharaj? No.
Balaram, today is Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, is it, or appearance day? Or
Yeah. Disappearance, Maharaj.
Okay.
And
Celebration.
Gauridas Pandit.
Yeah, Gauridas Pandit, I don't know too much, except it's mentioned in Krishna Lila, and in the chat thing there was some kind of nice biography of him. You know, and Prabhupada name one of our Garbhadras was Gauridas Pandit Das. And they had some good association with him. You know.
Nice temple, Ambika Kalan Maharaj. There was that's where they open and close the door because Lord Gauranga goes away. They're afraid that he will walk away.
Yeah. Something I think it was it him that Gauridas Pandit had Gornatai deities.
Yeah.
Funny, Gornatai came to the house and he was serving cooking for them directly. And they were starting to go. And he said, "No, you can't leave me. You can't leave me." I said, "What do you want? We're here. The deities are here. It's the same as us." And they said, "Well, you're different." She said, "Okay." So we'll stay. So they started to stay, then the deities started to leave. And then he said, "Well, wait a second, what's happening? You can't go, you can't go." "Okay, we'll stay." But then Gornatai started to go. You know, went back and forth a few times until Gauridas Pandit became totally confused which were the deities and which were Gornatai. He said, all right, you're going to have your way. You know, yeah.
So there also some Hriday Chaitanya. That's where did he resided?
I don't know. You know, Gaur Lila, you have to ask Dr. Maharaj. No. But Jayanti was Balaram Jayanti is either Monday or Tuesday. We haven't quite figured it out. It's Purnima. And right now is Julan Yatra, and a very good song, of course, is Radha Krishna Pranam or Yugala Kishore. Jivane Merane Gati Nahi Nahi more. Kalendera Kole Kali Kadam Deravan. Patana Bedero Para Busabo Vichan. And of course, there's Nartam at heart is this little girl, like 8 years old or something. Radha Krishna Pranamar. It's like, you know, very, you can see a little.
Maybe Ram Girdhari Prabhu can sing this song tomorrow.
Oh, he can sing it, I'm sure, with a robust voice.
Yeah. Is that right, Ram Girdhari Prabhu?
No, I can agree the first part. I will sing. I'm not sure what Maharaj's feedback on robust part. Is it an appreciation or a critique?
We'll find out tomorrow, Prabhu.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear now. My face is starting to shrink. It's
Okay, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you so much. It's so nice talking about Balaram's sporting activities.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Ram Girdhari Prabhu, you have anything to add?
How much time we have left?
We have a lot of time left.
No, I'd like to share a small...
Last time is up to 8:30, but we can go. That's not as long as people who don't want to have something else to do, they can leave. But we can hear.
I was thinking I'll share a Julan Yatra pastime because it's a very interesting pastime. Of course, I had a 1 hour lecture on that, but I'll try to finish it in 10-15 minutes. And then at the pastime part of it. So, Srimati Radharani is married and she's living in Yavat in Abhimanyu's house along with the Jatila and Kutila. So Jatila is his mother-in-law, Kutila is his sister-in-law, and all of them are kind of captive, kept Srimati Radharani captive. And Srimati Radharani never liked to stay with them. And this was beginning of Shravan month. So somehow by the will of whatever the Supreme Lord's arrangement, Yogamaya's arrangement, who always arranges the Leela, Sridama, the brother of Srimati Radharani, he came to Yavat, Abhimanyu's house. Generally, Jatila does not allow anyone to come closer, especially she is very much afraid that Krishna will come, because they both Abhimanyu and the entire family, they hate Krishna. So she never allow any men, and generally anyone, but not specifically any men. But then she can't deny Sridama, especially Sridama came with a message from his parents saying that Samdi ke taraf se message aaya to chhodna hi padega andar. So she let him in, and Sridama brought lot of gifts. Initially, she said that you can't meet Srimati Radharani, but then Sridama said, I have brought lot of gifts. My father and mother had sent lot of gifts, and Mai ke yahan bula rahe hain. I mean, for some days they are calling our sister to be with us. So when Jatila saw all the gifts, so she got immediately, pacified. So she took all the gifts and said that, okay, I'm happy with the gifts. So now Srimati Radharani can go. And internally, Srimati Radharani was fuming with separation from, she was feeling very, disheartened, completely lost without seeing Krishna for a long time. And same was Krishna's mood. So when Srimati Radharani left with the Sridama, she went to Varsana, and she had a wonderful time with the parents, with her sister Ananga Manjari, with Sridama, everybody, with all her friends. So a few days she spent a lot of time, but the whole agenda was not that. The whole agenda was to meet Krishna. So in Varsana, on the rooftop, she can stand and she can see Krishna, who will stand in his rooftop in Nanda Maharaj's palace. I mean, if by any human calculation, I tried seeing that, you can't see the person standing on the rooftop of Nanda Maharaj's palace. But Radha, Krishna are transcendental personalities, so they stood each other. They every day morning they used to see each other, and it's called distance vision. So then somehow they hatched a plan, and Krishna was going to meet Srimati Radharani personally, one on one, after a long time, after maybe a few days or several days. So Krishna already was nervous that I'm going to see Srimati Radharani after a long time. So Krishna is in the house, out of excitement, you are not sure how to respond, what to speak, what gift to give. So Krishna is already planning whole day. When I meet Srimati Radharani, what appreciation I should give her? I should give her some sort of wonderful message, some sort of a wonderful appreciation. So he planned. Finally, when they met, so that was a Purnima day. So Krishna met Srimati Radharani, and right after meeting her, she said that, oh my dear Radhe, you look so beautiful, like the full Purnima moon. So immediately Srimati Radharani looked at the Purnima moon, and she saw few spots. Instead of becoming excited, she got so upset that, what? My face looks like the spots on the moon. My face has got spots. So this is too much. You're accusing me, you're, criticizing me. So she got so upset, she went away. And Krishna thought, yaar, lene ke dene pad gaye, baba, abhi kya kare? I mean, I thought, I'll try to, please her, glorify her now that, she's upset. And when she went, and it's like a man, completely man ho gaya, completely she got upset, and Krishna started to longing. So Krishna went to one of his cousins. So her cousin's name is Kadavali. So he went to her cousin. She's also a gopi, but she's in a mood of Sakya Rasa with Krishna because she's being a cousin. So Krishna expressed his heart out, saying that I'm missing Srimati Radharani, for a long time, and she's now, angry with me. So I don't know what to do. So they both hatched a plan. They said, don't worry, I will dress you up like a girl. So you dress yourself as a beautiful girl. We will go to see Srimati Radharani. You do some, regular pleasing conversation. She will befriend you. Then somehow you'll get inroads to go and, win her heart. So she dressed Krishna as a beautiful girl. And she named her as Kalavali. And they both decided to go and meet Srimati Radharani. And when they went to meet Srimati Radharani, she introduced Kalavali as a beautiful singer and an artist with so much of skills from Mathura. And Krishna's cousin explained to Srimati Radharani that this girl is actually a student of Brihaspati. So Srimati Radharani along with her girlfriends, they were, receiving her. But then suddenly somebody asked, or maybe Srimati Radharani asked, that how come she became student of Brihaspati? Brihaspati is in the heavenly planets. So then and there, Krishna's cousin has to, tell a suitable lie, saying that, you know what, actually, Brihaspati's disciple by name Angirasa Muni once visited Mathura. He saw Kalavali's beautiful singing, and he immediately recommended, why don't you learn further from Brihaspati? And he took him to Brihaspati, and that's how he became student. So that way, kind of managed the situation. So then Radharani said, why don't you sing? So Kalavali was already waiting for an opportune moment to attract Srimati Radharani, because there was Krishna within. So Kalavali started to sing in all the three notes, lower notes, middle notes, higher notes, so beautifully, so eloquently, so nicely. She was singing, singing, singing. Suddenly, Lalita, who was standing there, noticed something very interesting. Whilst dressing up Krishna as Kalavali, they forgot one thing. They forgot to remove the flute from Krishna's hips. So Lalita, noticed that in the hips of Kalavali, the flute was, protruding out. So she realized that this is actually Krishna who is trying to disguise himself to, attract Srimati Radharani or play with Srimati Radharani. So immediately Lalita gave signal to all her friends, saying that this is not Kalavali, this is actually Krishna. So they played along with the, Kalavali, and suddenly Srimati Radharani and everybody said, oh my dear friend, you sing so well, we would like to give you a gift. And all these girls have got very wonderful costumes and very beautiful dresses. So they would like to gift these dresses to you and would like to decorate you now. So please accept their gifts. So now Kalavali and Krishna's cousin, got in a spot. So they weren't sure how to respond, because now Krishna will get exposed. I mean, all the girls are there. They want to dress Kalavali out there. So then Kalavali somehow said that, no, actually I am not so much, interested now. Sometime later we will see. So then Krishna's cousin also said that, Krishna's cousin also said that, please, she would not, she's a shy girl. Maybe some other time we will try. But Radharani and everybody pursued her continuously. They pursued, and she said that, no, Krishna has to, Kalavali has to change the dress. Now it's a, Krishna got on a spot. So they kind of started removing Krishna's top cloth, and by the arrangement of Yogamaya, at that moment, Jatila arrived there. So they didn't fully, remove the dress. But then when they were almost, trying to remove, Jatila arrived there. And Krishna, as always, Chatur, he immediately hatched a plan and fell flat in the feet of Jatila and said, my dear mother, please see your daughter-in-law. I am her cousin. I came to see her after a long time. She is not even giving any attentions to me. She is, she is avoiding me. So Krishna, as a Kalavali, kept on complaining, and Jatila, as a mother-in-law, said, hey, Radhe, what are you doing? She's your cousin, came to see you after a long time. Isi tarah se rehna hai kya? You should give her your attention. You please hug her right now. She needs your love. She needs your. So now, in front of everyone, nobody can expose Kalavali as Krishna, because Jatila never wanted to know that was Krishna. Shouldn't be knowing that Krishna is around there. So somehow, by Krishna's trick, so Radharani had to hug Krishna. So Radharani hugged Krishna, and as soon as Radha and Krishna hugged each other, then the man uttar gaya, the gussa uttar gaya, the anger got down, and to enjoy the union, so Krishna took Radharani to a swing and made her sit in the swing. First, Krishna, put Radharani on the swing, and he kind of pushed the swing so, fast the swing almost rotated like a 360 degrees, and Radharani started to scream, saying that I'm feeling, afraid. So then Krishna also sat with Srimati Radharani, and both Krishna and Srimati Radharani, when they sat in the swing, then all the gopis, they, swung. And that's when, that's the mood that Maharaj was singing. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore. So when this swinging was going on, then all the gopis, they got so excited. They also wanted to, enjoy that moment. So again, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, the swing kept on expanding, that all the gopis, they also sat along with Krishna, and it was a one massive swing, maybe much more than any Guinness people can even think of. So it's such a huge swing that everybody, sat on the swing, and they had a wonderful swing festival. And Krishna and Radharani and all the gopis, they had a fun there. So I mean, there are a lot more details to this pastime. I just try to kind of summarize it in 7 minutes, whatever. So this is Shri Shri Radha Govinda's swing festival, and that's how that's one of the leelas in which Krishna and Radharani were enjoying their swing pastimes. Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Ramvidari Prabhu. Anyone else has any comments about Julan Yatra or anything before we have Narsinga prayer? No comments? Okay, then we'll ask Siddhima and Anna to unmute and start leading.
All right, we're ready.
Okay.
Okay. Namaste Narasingaya. Pranadana Dadaine. Hiranyakashipu Vaksha. Shilatankanaye. Ito Narsingo Parato Narsingo. Yato yato yami tato Narsingo. Bahe Narsingo Ridaye Narsingo. Narasinga Madim Sharanam Prapade. Davakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Danita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narsinga Dev, Jaya Narsinga Dev, Jaya Narsinga Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Narasimha Bhagwan ki Jai.
Thank you, Akhna and Ridhima. So we'll meet tomorrow, 8 o'clock again. And Ram Girdhari Prabhu will be leading tomorrow. Okay, so any comments, anything before we sign off for tonight? Okay, no comments. Hare Krishna.
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 Hey,
Hare Krishna.